My name is Kevin Heath. When people ask me the question about who I am, I think of stuff like father, coach, mentor, teacher, activist, educator. Things like that is what come to mind about myself. Um, my general career experiences is I worked at the Boys and Girls Club for 10 years. I started there when I was 17. Took an aptitude test and found that I was interested in working with kids and business, which that didn't surprise me. But I worked at the Boys and Girls Club for 10 years, and then I left there in 2018 and went to a residential treatment facility for boys and was, um, I was there for only a couple of months and arose to leadership position because I understood what it meant to be a good staff, but also how to be a good staff, but how to be a good leader. So I spoke up when it was time to speak up, presented ideas on how just my couple of months of being there, how we could improve, the organization. And I was noticed fairly quickly and was promoted to a leadership position. And that was a difficult thing for me because I was seen as new and, but after I didn't understand my experiences that I had, working with Boys and Girls Club, I had been in a lot of different leadership trainings, coaching. I was trained by AT&T leadership training, American Airlines leadership training, just a whole bunch of, and Boys and Girls Club has online courses from like Harvard and stuff where you could take like leadership trainings and things like that. So I've been kind of doing this leadership thing for quite some time. My personal interest is I love football, I love track, I love coaching, I love spending time with my family, love spending time with my family and my kids. I love, of course, my background with kids. I love kids. I love reading. I believe reading gives me satisfaction. It also gives me an edge of learning because people don't like to read. Motivating factors that, helped me, or inspired me to become a teacher, were things like having a coach that I didn't know for that long my senior year, helping me get into college, helping me apply for scholarships, and giving me telling me the thing I need to do to qualify for financial aid, and just, having other mentors in my work environment that we work with kids, teach me things and being a mentor outside of, my father. And I just, working with kids at the Boys and Girls Club, that made me I started seeing that a lot of these children didn't have consistent adults in their life teaching them things, holding them accountable, telling them what they were doing was wrong. And I wanted to be the person in their life that was consistent, which means they saw me every day, understood that I was gonna love them no matter what. But there are and were expectations, and I am gonna hold you accountable for your actions and your behavior. And with that, I'm gonna teach you how to have coping skills and learn habits and things like that to overcome this tough world, because that seemed to be missing from the world. So those are the motivating factors of why I want to become a teacher. And so the leadership roles I've served in, I've been a director of a Boys and Girls Club, which is equivalent, in my opinion, of like being a principal at a school. So what we have is called a traditional site, 20,000 square foot miles. I'm responsible for hiring, firing staff, developing lesson plans, conducting evaluations, talking to parents, uh, hosting events, creating events, raising money, grant writing, uh, going to speak at juvenile detention centers, responsible for strengthening and building community relationships, things like that. Being in a leadership role, building teams, training teams, giving training. And yes, I'm currently a leader at work. I'm responsible for 75 employees, and so that's interesting as well, as far as, building teams, helping other leaders become better leaders, teaching them how to deal with other employees, and giving them the coaching and feedback that they need, and developing their goals and objectives, making sure that there's diversity, making sure we can have open and honest conversations with each other, and just things like that. And how does this organizational leadership program help me? It's helped me tremendously, because not only do I have the experience of leadership, but in this class, putting things in perspective of learning things like situational leadership, like what type of leadership you need for a particular situation, and how to problem solve when you have a diverse team, or like things like the process and the stages of change, the steps you need to take to when there's change, and the challenges the friction that you meet when it's time to change, and how to overcome that process, and understand who those people are that's gonna, whenever you're proposing something that's gonna cause people to change, like who is those people, where are those areas where we're gonna meet resistance first, and already having a plan in place before you even present to the group that this change is going to take place. You are already predicting that who's going to give you trouble, who's going to give you pushback, or who's going to be the least resistant to change, because they been in the organization for a while and things like that. And so having that learning and stuff like that, how to read raw data, how to break down raw data, and how to create it on a spreadsheet and put it in PowerPoint format. Understand the organizational structure, looking at and looking at data, and interpreting, taking that data, the numbers that you're seeing, and putting it in perspective of what does that mean when a data looks like this, putting it into words, interpreting data from raw data and putting it into words. Those are things that I've learned, or that have helped me with this program. How do I organize my time? Pretty much with me, I've learned through, I don't remember what the process is called, but, I pretty much organize my time. I have a journal, and I make me a to-do list, and I look at my to-do list, and I make a list, and and then I rank the thing that's on my to-do list in the order that it's due. So like if something is due like in 2 days, that'll be, and it's very important, like that'll be number 1, number 2, number 3, and then I'll assign it to a time, like, okay, Monday at 9:00 a.m., I'm gonna be spending my time on this task. I'm gonna be spending my time on this task. And sometimes I take it a step further. After I make my list, I'll input it in my Google Calendar and create a calendar to help me look at how I need to be, what I need to be prioritizing, and that's how I organize my time. The challenges that I face and I continue to face is how to deal with things that you're blindsided with, things that just come in that you don't plan for. That's like things that just come, problems that just come out of nowhere that you don't expect to happen. For sometimes seem to be no odd reason. Those are the challenges that I seem to face, but I'm getting better with that because like I'm not reactive. Like if something happens unexpectedly, it does bother me, but then I spend time alone in my head and I reflect on it. Or if it's something I don't understand, I'll like Google search it or like YouTube search it or, something like that, and so I take a deep breath, I think it out, make sure I'm not reactive, and once I gather my thoughts, I create a plan on how I'm gonna tackle this challenge. I I pretty much, if we have assignment or something like that, I pretty much try to tackle it from what I understand it's saying. And if I don't understand what it's saying, I'll continue to reread it over and over again, or I'll try to find an example of something similar to what is required of us or what the instructor is asking us to do. That's pretty much my method. So it hasn't been a struggle so much, sometimes, but not too much. Because I pretty much have experience on how to tackle tough problems. So papers are similar to like work projects to me. Um, and how you can support me as an instructor is, just check in and see if your student needs anything. Because sometimes us in this online world kind of feels alone sometimes. So over communicating things is very helpful. And, that's pretty much it. Kevin Heath, mentor, father, husband, activist, coach, teacher, and leader.